Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be solving this Leetcode10 regular expression matching. I have coded it up in order to save time, but I will explain you. You don't need to worry about. So let's first read the question. Given an input string S and a pattern P, implement regular expression matching with support for dot and an asterisk. So what is a dot and an asterisk? A dot matches any single character and an asterisk matches 0, or it can be 0 or more of the preceding element. Okay, let's come to an example here. So suppose the string is AA and the pattern is A, so the output should be false. Okay, explanation is A does not match the entire string AK. Of course it does not match the entire string AK because the string is AA and the pattern is A, so by no means it can reach up to AA. But in the other case, in example 2, it says that A pattern is A asterisk. So asterisk means 0, or it can be 0 or it can be more of the preceding elements, that is A. So the preceding element is A, so it can be AA. So it can be like the string, that is AA. Okay, and example 3, it says let's come to the example 3. Okay, and the string is AB and the pattern is dot and asterisk, so it returns true. How? Let me explain you in a better way. Okay, so let's assume that a string is A, string is S, and it's with AB, and assume that the pattern is dot and an asterisk. Right, so a dot and an asterisk means asterisk can be, a dot can replace any character, and asterisk can be 0 or more number of times. So if the pattern is a dot and an asterisk followed by an asterisk, so it can be dot. So it can be 0 or many of the preceding elements, right? So it can be like this. But let's just assume that it's that 2 dots. The pattern produces 2 dots, so the first dot can be replaced by A and the second dot can be replaced by B, so it matches the string, so it will return true in this case. Alright, so in example 4, it says the string is AAP and the pattern is C asterisk and A asterisk and a P, so it should return false. No, sorry, it should return true. Why? Because C can be 0, C can be 0 or can be repeated as many of times. So and A can be repeated 1 or many times. Alright, and therefore it matches the AAP. So C in this case, if it's in this case C is asterisk, so in this case it can be 0. It can be 0 means it may C may be there or may not be there, and A, let's just assume that A has occurred once. Alright, so it can be A, or just in this case it's twice, so AA, it can be AA and B, so it matches the string, so that is true. Alright, so in this case I've already coded these things up using Python. So let me explain this program. So suppose, in this case, a pattern, if the pattern is empty and the string is also empty, then it should return true. But if the pattern is empty and the string is not empty, then it should return false. Alright, okay, so that is the case, and this matched, in order to code things up more cleaner, cleaner. Okay, so I've added a string can't be empty. Alright, a string can't be empty, of course, and if the pattern of index 0 and a string of index 0 matches, or if the pattern of index 0 is stored, that's the match. And in this case, if the length of p is greater than 1 and the pattern of index 1 is asterisk, then what should we do? We should match by calling a recursion. Then a source will be sent as it is, and the pattern will be from the index 2. Or suppose if it matches, if the first character matches. Okay, so if the it can call a recursion, and then but the string will be from the first index, and the pattern will be as it is. And if does not match, this is the in this else part. Let me show an example. Suppose the string is a and the pattern is a. All right, so this is the base case. Okay, so suppose the string is a, so the string is also not empty, and the pattern is also not empty, so it will come to the else part. And else part, it will check what if match. To what is match? Match a string is not an empty string. Yes, it's not an empty string here. And p of index 0, yeah, p of index 0, index 0, this is index 0, yeah, p of index 0, and s of index 0 is equal. Yes, it is equal. Okay, so any of these conditions matches, then it will go inside. So it will call a recursion. Recursion is match. It will satisfy the if statement. It will go inside the if statement, and it will call the recursion with this leaving the first index. So after leaving the first 0 index, so actually it will be empty. It will pass empty string. So after passing this empty string into this, it will go here, and it will again check p is empty, pattern is empty. Yes, pattern is empty. Yes, it is. It will go inside. It will check if string is empty. Yes, it is empty, and it will return true. So the output is true. All right. So in order to understand the asterisk, okay, let me take an example. Let's take this example. Okay, let's take this example. Just let me copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. Okay, let me explain it as good as so that you guys can understand. Okay, suppose a string is ap and the pattern is stored in an asterisk followed by an asterisk. So first of all, okay, it will come here, and it will see if the pattern and string is empty. No, it's not empty, so it will come here, and it will check. Okay, it will check whether it will check whether this pattern is greater than 1. Length of pattern is greater than 1. It is greater than 1, so it will go, and it is followed by an asterisk, so definitely it will go inside the if statement. So it will again call the recursion here, call the recursion here. So the string will be as it is, that is ap, and the pattern will be an empty. So it will empty. So it will go inside, and if the pattern is empty, okay, but the string is not empty, so it will be false. So it won't go inside the. Sorry, my page is on, so I need to double check. It won't go inside the if statement. So you will just stop here, and on the other hand, this match statement has this or, so it satisfies these conditions. So in the other recursion, it will be the string will be ab, okay, and this, I'm talking about this one, okay. Just no, the string will be A actually, and the string will be P actually. So A, because it's starting from the first index, so it is like slicing the string, you know. So and the pattern here will be as it is, right? So it will be dot and an asterisk. It will be dot and asterisk, okay. So yeah, and it will go this one. It will match. No, it's not empty. The pattern in the string is not empty, so it will go inside, and it will make it will again to run the first recursion. It will again run the first recursion. That is the string will be as it is, and the pattern will be empty. So again it won't go inside this this if statement. So again it will match the other condition, that is this one. So it will run this recursion, and here it will, and here it is here the string will be, you know, previously it was P, right? So now it will be empty, and again and it will be empty. It will be empty. The string will be empty, and then the pattern will be as it is, okay. So okay, as it is, and it will go again this function, and it will match the pattern. The pattern is not empty, so it won't go inside this if statement, and it will come again, it will check this one. The pattern is equal to the length of pattern is equal to 1, yes it is. It will come here, and it will match again. It will call the recursion with this as it is, the string as it is, and the pattern will be, now it will be empty here, and it won't go this it won't go this match statement, because the string is empty, so it won't satisfy, and it won't go here. So this is empty, and this one is empty. This will be called. So at last it reaches the last stage, so it will check if pattern is empty. Yes, pattern is empty. Yes, pattern is empty, and the string is empty. Yes, it is empty, so it will return true. So the last output will be true. Yeah, so finally we have reached the conclusion of this solution. Okay, so this is the end of this video. I've been trying so hard to explain this. I hope you guys like it. Okay, and see you in the next yeah, of course, and see you in this next video, and please don't forget to like it.